Team Lakai red on Adiwang. There's a front kick from Lito. Has the height and reach, does Lito Adiwang.
Hexigetu's on the move. You can see him moving laterally, moving front and back. He's a little bit tentative to engage in the stand-up of Lito Adiwang, and that's perfectly understandable, especially because Adiwang's got such good counter shots to deter those takedowns.
Let's go!
Hexigetu needs to put something together here.
Adiwang inching forward. Roundhouse kick, and he got airborne on it too. Did Adiwang goes to the body. Here he comes now! Lito with the heavy artillery.
That's the danger of Lito Adiwang. I did not expect him to throw that flying knee like that, but it's something he's definitely got. He's got heavy kicks as well.
Look how he's cutting off the cage, cutting off the movement of Hexigetu. Right hand lead, right hand again, plows through the guard from Adiwang. House on fire, and he calls Hexigetu forward. Hexigetu not taking the bait though, Dragon.
Adiwang is feeling it, carrying his hands down by his sides like a gunsling.
Beautifully done from Lito Adiwang. Gut-munching knee, tries to fold him in half. And he shrugs him off.
You can see how Lito Adiwang puts every single ounce of power he has into each one of these shots. He's trying to end your night as quickly as possible. Hexigetu's got to be careful. Slow this down a little bit. Utilize some punches. Close the distance with that jab. Get tight.
Hexigetu though, Dragon, looks unfazed. Yeah, he's taken some knocks so far, and he looks unfazed.
Hexigetu is tough. He's got an ironclad chin, but he does not want to test it against the power of Lito Adiwang.
Hexigetu, what will he find to get on the inside of Lito Adiwang?
See, Lito operates in these bursts, right? He goes fast, really hard, and slows things down, right? This is what Hexigetu needed. Ooh, good takedown defense. That's got to boost Adiwang's confidence even more.
The crack of these shins just pummeling into the midsection and hitting the forearms of Hexigetu. Fake there from Adiwang.
Lito Adiwang wakes up every morning and just chooses violence. He looks really happy just to be inside there. Look at him. He looks smiling, and he is just enjoying himself to the fullest.
Cracks away to the guts again, does Lito Adiwang. He's smiling. Hexigetu's tapping his stomach, going, come on, try it again. Try and hit these washboard abs again with that round kick, and Lito accepts the challenge.
I don't know if Hexigetu wants to tempt fate like this. I think he needs to change that strategy, but I like that. Counter the shot. Counter that kick with a big old left hand of yours.
It's smart, because if he can get it to commit to that rear leg round kick to the midsection, he knows he can counter over the top. Let's see if Lito takes the bait. On the outside, Hexigetu. Controlling center circle, jumping knee, and a single leg here from Hexigetu, hoping for a takedown.
Yeah, Lito Adiwang's figuring out that timing of the takedown of Hexigetu, and Hexigetu's got to be careful with that. He can't just rush in like that with the takedown, because that knee has come remarkably close. That's twice now that he's thrown that thing.
Lito sitting the right hand, grinning at him like a Cheshire cat.
You mentioned it earlier, Michael, the way that Lito Adiwang cuts off the cage. You can see how Hexigetu tries to move to his left, and then Adiwang goes to his right to cut that angle and make sure he pins him exactly where he wants.
Only one loss in his last 9 bouts for Adiwang. Wants to rejoin the strawweight rankings. Former member of the Philippines national wushu team. One of Team Lakai's second-generation stars, 28 years old, Lito Adiwang.
Even in that loss, Michael, Adiwang was really good. He had that deep Kimura, almost detached middle of his arm from his body. He has really good submissions, as well as this beautiful striking style too. He loves the Kimura.
Hexigetu looking for his 4th consecutive victory after a huge win over former world champion Damarong Sramnoy Sirichok. A victory could be enough to push the Chinese athlete into the top 5 rankings.
Let's go, action!
It looks like we are going to move into the 2nd round. Folks, don't forget, we have broadcast to 154 countries around the world tonight. 1 championship revolution, our main card, triple main event, 3 world titles.
Look at that knee on the entry. Hexigetu came in, he took that step forward. Adiwang tagged him with a knee. There he comes flying through the air with the greatest of ease, with a big flying roundhouse to the body. That caught him right underneath the arm. He's been connected on these. I just think he has to find a little bit better accuracy with some of these. He could put Hexigetu's lights out, but Hexigetu is ultra tough, has a good chin and a giant gas tank. And this is what we saw with Minowa matchup against Adiwang. Is Adiwang empties his gas tank in the 1st and 2nd round, and then as the match goes on, he slowly starts to fade. So maybe that's Hexigetu's game plan. He says he wanted the takedown, but he's been denied 3 times already from Adiwang's stellar defense.
2nd round, hope you're enjoying all the action live from Singapore. Big hello to Chris B, watching in Tampa, Florida. Folks, let us know on social media, @One Championship. Who do you have winning this one so far? More importantly, who wins the Battle of the Mullets here? My God, they're both glorious, Mitch. If only I had hair.
Adiwang's starting to grow into his mullet, too. It's getting pretty far down his back, man.
It's the Rapunzel style. Fake there from Hexigetu. Nice high left round kick.
The takedown defense of Adiwang is so good that Hexigetu might get drawn into a striking battle here, and that is not where he wants to be with Adiwang. He has to find a way to make this thing ugly. He has to earn that respect and kind of come forward, because you can see that he's just on the back foot. He's just backing up, and then Adiwang's going to try to trap him against the wall and do that. Land those body kicks, land those big shots, and ultimately look for that big right hand, too. He's got a marvelous right punch.
Hexigetu's tapping his stomach again, challenging Lito Adiwang to round kick him in the midsection, which Lito's been doing very effectively so far.
Let's go! Action!
What a great ponytail, Tong Po.
Michael Kissing, yes. Well, you know, speaking of great mullets, there's a guy backstage at the moment named Joshua Pasho who's probably hearing this and saying, hold my beer. I'll be out shortly to defend my strawweight world title. Another great mullet.
Pasho doesn't have a mullet.
Doesn't anymore?
No.
He got rid of it.
He never had a mullet.
Yes, he did. You go back and have a look.
I'm thinking of Kellen Bellion.
Have a look at the way that Adiwang is cutting off the circle. Again, fires the high right round kick. Fake again from Hexigetu. There's lots of movement here, Dragon, from the man from Inner Mongolia, but he's not committing enough. He's not putting the points down, Hexigetu, I feel.
Every time he engages, Adiwang makes him pay for it. He's punishing with those body kicks. I know Hexigetu's trying to play the mind games to say let's go, but Adiwang's been able to really land successfully with that right leg over and over again.
Action blue!
Good step through knee off the right leg there. Look at Adiwang pointed to him and said, gotcha. They are having a good time in the circle, as are we watching this one. And some good action here in the 2nd round. Inside leg kick from Adiwang.
Well, I think Adiwang's having a better time in there because he's the one that's landing a little bit more, actually a lot more shots on Hexigetu. Hexigetu's got to do something here.
Okay, Mitch, so play coach. What are you telling the Chinese athlete to do?
He's got to earn some respect, and that respect is going to come from his hands and closing the distance. Let's go. You can see he's just circling to his left, and what's that doing? That's circling in to that power kick of Adiwang. He's got to go forward, change things up, maybe start circling to the other side. I know Adiwang's got a very dangerous left hook, but he's not going the right way.
Have a look at the intensity now. The way these two are grunting each other, smiling at each other as they throw these devastating techniques. It's like watching an old martial arts film. That's great, Dragon.
Just enamored with the hair. I think that's the deal with this. I know you like the striking and all, but I think the hair's got you. You know me, I'm enamored. Or tried to give us with your explanations.
You know, just trying to be relatable for the fans at home, Dragon.
I'm sure they were very curious.
Some people may have never experienced a groin strike for themselves.
Now they
let alone one from Hexigetu.
Now they know it hurts.
Fun kick there from Hexigetu, who still needs to commit a whole lot more here. Look at the probing, the pouring of the lead arm, the range-finding lead arm here of Lito Adiwang. Hexigetu tried to counter over the top there.
Range finding, that's exactly it. Hexigetu's having a very hard time with the distance and finding his range. He is still operating in the distance of Adiwang's kicks. He hasn't been able to find him. Look at that, he closes the distance and boom, there's that left hook. He's bewildered out there, he's bewitched. He's just like hypnotized by Adiwang's movement and circular, basically power he's throwing.
Good. Let's
Good round kick. Oh, no, it wasn't. It went too low again. Another groin strike.
Injury time. Injury time.
Opportunity for me, Dragon, to tell you more about groin strikes.
I think we need a further breakdown of those nerve endings.
We'll tell you that when you get hit in the groin, nerve signals get launched to the brain at a speed of around 265 miles an hour.
Now we're going to take a look at it.
There you go. Boom. 265 miles an hour. Yellow card's out. Yellow card is out by referee Justin Brown. Tell us what happens with the yellow card, Dragon.
You've got to control your weapons, and Hexigetu will lose 10% of his purse with a yellow card, and the yellow card can be factored into the judges' scoring as well. So he's got to be very careful throwing that inside leg kick. He's got to understand the distance a little bit, throwing that managed power as well. He comes immediately out with the flying kicks.
2 illegal groin strikes in this round by Hexigetu on Lito Adiwang. Adiwang flying front kick, little tapping overhand right, and he smiles at him, said, I gotcha. Flying side kick. More of those martial arts movie moves from Lito Adiwang. What an entertaining contest, Dragon.
Yeah, we had a little bit of a delay with the groin shots, but that's all part of the game. But what we are seeing is a very calculated strategy coming from Lito Adiwang. He's got the distance down. He knows exactly where he wants to move Adiwang, and that's circling him to his power side. I think Hexigetu needs to change things up. He cannot keep circling to his left, drifting into that power side, because he's just going to keep running into those kicks of Adiwang. I wouldn't mind seeing Adiwang start putting combinations together rather than just throwing one big quick kick, put the hands together, then throw the kick, then go back to the hands, and maybe even try to take Hexigetu down.
Now, Dragon, at the start of the contest, you spoke about possible gas tank problems for Lito Adiwang. From what you see, is he experiencing any of those problems at the moment?
So far, no, because a lot of those problems, especially in the middle match, came from the grappling exchanges, and we're not seeing that. You know, Adiwang has had a lot of experience inside striking, so this is playing right into his wheelhouse. This is exactly where he wants to keep the match on the feet. But I wouldn't be surprised if we see a takedown here coming from Adiwang, just to change things up, because I think he could get it if he did try it.
Adiwang opening up with a 3-2 combination off the hands. The position we've seen so far for most of this contest. Adiwang dominating center circle, pushing Hexigetu to the outside.
So you can see now Hexigetu's starting to move to his right, which is a better shot.
Oh no, not again.
Tell us more, Mike.
I'm running out of groin strike facts to regale you with, Dragon, but is it going to be a red card this time? Is it going to be another yellow card? Would it be a 20% purse deduction?
Could issue another yellow card, but it's coming from like Adiwang attacking, right? So he's kind of coming into it. He's not really trying to hit the groin. He's not. It's because of that distance problem that he's having. He hasn't quite found his range.
When you see a fighter get struck in the groin, there's a second yellow card. You'll often see them clutch their stomach. The reason being that the area shares pain receptors with the groin. That's why they clench their stomach often. That's my other interesting groin strike fact for the night. So 2 yellow cards, that's 20%, 1/5 of the purse of Hexigetu gone.
Yeah.
I dare say, Mitch, one more and he's out of here completely.
Well, it really depends on, you know, Adiwang. That's 3 now. You spoke about the gas tank problems, and, you know, it's definitely starts to accumulate. You have a very hard time kind of coming back from these, and he seems to be taking longer and longer after each one of these. They're very
How many times were you hit the groin in one of your fights? What was the most?
bad story, man. I got kneed in the cup and the cup cracked. That bad. It was, I threw up. It was
But
horrible.
even though you've got the cup on, you still feel the pain, right?
Yeah, that's why the Thai cups are so much better.
The steel ones?
Yes.
Right.
Exactly, they're steel. So the plastic ones, it still reverberates. It's like you said, it's a nerve thing. It's very sensitive, and it's the most painful thing. You know, it's worse than a liver shot.
Worse than a liver shot.
Worse than a liver shot, because a liver shot just shuts down your body.
Right.
That's pain you have to live with.
Right.
You have to. It doesn't go away. You still have to, keep fighting.
So Lito Adiwang still recovering here. He has allowed the duration of 1 round, up to 5 minutes for medical attention and recovery. Now he's back to his feet, which is good, and it looks like we are going to recommence here. What a tough warrior is the Thunder Kid, Lito Adiwang, and here we go. Lito's ready to go. Front kick immediately forces Hexigetu back. Again, this similar position they've been in for most of the contest. Flying side kick. A little bit of Rick Rufus styling there from Lito Adiwang, getting airborne.
Yeah, Lito likes to take to the air, man. He's looking for the flying push kick. I like to see him stay kind of grounded and just throw big shots. Throw more than one punch, more than one kick. Really start putting things together. I know Hexigetu is very active and circling out the outside of that circle right there. You can see how he's moving to a better side. Now he's not drifting into the power side of Adiwang. Now he's moving to his right, and that's important to avoid the power, especially with the kicks. But Hexigetu has also switched stances as well, so now he's going conventional. So his right hand is in the rear, so it's a different look for Adiwang.
Hexigetu, who grew up wrestling in his native Inner Mongolia, later added sander techniques to his arsenal, as Adiwang threatens to get airborne again. Make it a caution from referee Justin Brown if we don't see some more engagement here, particularly from Hexigetu. Not really throwing anything. Lots of movement on the outside from the Inner Mongolian, but there's a failed attempt at an inside leg kick. Shoots in for a low takedown. Good defense and a nice uppercut off the right hand there from Lito.
It's the range, Michael. He's at the end of Adiwang's kicking range, and that's why Adiwang has been able to land so many kicks on Hexigetu, because Hexigetu's not approaching the boxing range, and Adiwang can't kind of cover that distance, so it's just the kicks constantly, over and over, attacking the legs, attacking the body, and to cover that distance, Adiwang will actually jump up into the air to try to get closer to Hexigetu, but Hexigetu is moving a lot.
Adiwang really does represent that new breed of fighters from the fabled Team Lakai, the team that at one stage held 4 of a possible 8 men's world championships at one. Of course, at a time in 2018 when the Philippines had 5 of a possible 8 men's world champions, the 5th being Brandon Vera when he held the heavyweight world title.
Yeah, Michael, I'd go as far as to say that Team Lakai is one of the super gyms that just doesn't get nearly enough credit. They have a tremendous team.
I can't think of another gym anywhere in the world that's had 4 world champions in an organization at one time.
And I would say like 90% of those guys are homegrown athletes that Mark Sengio has raised their entire fighting careers. And imports like Adiwang stay. They understand the community, the family that's there, and also the level of the training that they got. And they really develop. Adiwang is a beast. Nice uppercut there landed as Hexigetu tried to come in.
Do you sense any frustration here on the Wolf from the Grasslands?
I definitely think it's there. I know he's smiling, having a good time, egging Adiwang on, but it's the distance. He just can't seem to manage it as well as Adiwang can. And he can't get the takedown. That's where he excels. That's where he's gotten his path to victory in the past 3 wins. He's looked really good in his past 3 matches against DSA. He looked tremendous. He really had a great performance because he was able to get the takedown and outwork Dej on the ground.
There's a groin strike in return from Lito Adiwang. They are 3 versus 1 in the groin strike stakes. Don't know if that was a necessarily hard one, but it did connect to the place where Hexigetu did not want to be connected. So a little bit of a break for recovery here. He has allowed 5 minutes for recovery is Hexigetu, as Lito is not allowed to go to his corner, though he is glancing over at his corner. And it looks like we are recommencing here.
Let's go.
purely accidental. There's nothing malicious in it. All the athletes from Team Lakai are gentlemen. You will not find a more gentlemanly gym than Team Lakai. And what's important at Team Lakai is that all the guys are studying as well for various careers in a life after fighting.
Hexigetu's getting pumped up. Now he's trying to take the center circle. This is what he needed to do early. But he's not throwing anything. He's just making sounds. He's got to get in there and start throwing. But it's also throwing Adiwang off. Adiwang's a little bit gun shy too.
Round kick, high one there from Lito Adiwang. Overhand right from Hexigetu. Folks, we're just a few seconds away from our main show beginning in 154 countries around the world. Make sure you join us. Check your local TV guides, and of course on the One Super app, on the BR Live channel on YouTube. Check us out. One Championship Revolution is about to go down. Folks, we'll have the result for this one to you shortly. But for now, it's time to tune in to our main card. It's time, live from the Singapore Indoor Stadium, for One Championship Revolution.
3 world titles, 1